Hello, welcome to lesson 2 in our Learning to Read Notes on the Staffs series. Now, this next lesson is going to be interesting because once again, I'm not going to give you very many notes. In the first lesson, of course, you will recall that I gave you two notes. We had the G, and again, the reason for that was because this clef, which is actually the letter G, actually points to it. And then, of course, we had the middle C. This is again the note with the line below the staff. So we learned the G and the C. Now, in this lesson, I'd like to teach you 3 extra notes, which are really very, very easy. First of all, let us learn the one that cuts in between the C and the G. For example, see this first line right here? I'm going to put a note on there just like that. Now, let me label this one, this one. That note is actually an E. Now, an E divides the G and the C. Now, the reason we say it divides it is, as you will probably already know, we have what we call a scale. Now, a scale is simply a group of notes that go up by steps. So let's say that I start writing like this, a note right next door to the C. Here is once again our E. Then I'm going to go in this first space. And then finally, once again, on the first line, which we learned was the G. This is what we call a scale when it goes up or down in stepwise motion. That's what we call the scale. And this is why the E separates the G and the C. Now you can already guess right now that this one is the D because it falls in between C and E in the alphabet. And then finally we have this note, which is F. We return to the G. So again, in lesson 1, we learned the G and the C. Now in this lesson, we're learning the D, E, and the F. But again, there's a very simple way to see all of this. Let me erase this here. And again, we're going to draw the G. We're going to draw the C. And always the divider in between. Here is the memory device I want you to really think about because it'll be what will help you to learn very quickly. There it is. There's the E in between the G and the C. Now, the F, I have a really fun and cute way of describing how to remember the F. I'm going to draw this like this. I'm going to draw a little happy face in there because, as you know, face starts with the letter F, face, space. The face is in the first space. Let's fill it in now. And that is our F. Now, the only other note in this particular lesson, again, that I'm going to continue teaching here is the D. Now, the D is this one right here. And again, think of the D kind of like a magnet. Now, think of this as a wall right here, and there's a magnet stuck to it. Also, you can see its relation to the E and the C. Now, again, you might say, well, this doesn't quite look like a scale. Well, you'd be correct because there are some skips involved. I didn't write them in a straight line as I did in just a moment ago. But again, what I wanted you to see was that clearly the G is here, the C is here. The E is the dividing line between the two of them. Then we get the F. Again, think of the smiling face in the first space. And then finally, we get the D. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes that are learned. Now what I will do is I will erase these and show them in a much more clear fashion. So we have C, D, E, F, and G. There they are, straight up the scale, straight up the musical alphabet. This is how this works. So these are the first 5 notes that I want you to remember because they're foundational, they're fundamental to learning how to read notes on the staff. And again, back in first lesson, the only reason I gave the 2 notes was to start with the primary boundaries and then to work with the notes in between. Soon in the next lessons, I will clearly start showing you what's in the left hand clef, what we often call the left hand clef, or the bass, the lower clef. And again, I'm referring to this mainly in terms of piano, but many of the instruments use these particular clefs. So once you learn how to read the notes, it all comes out good. Looking forward to seeing you for the next lesson. Thank you.